Christmas is an annual festival commemorating the birth of Jesus Christ, observed primarily on December the 25th as a religious and cultural celebration among billions of people around the world. For a period of around 6 weeks each year, McDonald's release a festive-inspired menu. This is my experience of trying McDonald's Christmas menu.
Welcome to Try McDonald's at Christmas. So Christmas is a time of annual celebration, bringing together not just obviously work colleagues, friends and family, and it's a time for relaxing and reflecting, but it's also a time when McDonald's release their annual festive menu. A limited edition menu, sometimes they bring along new treats, sometimes they reintroduce old classics, and what they've done this year, they've done a mixture of both. So one item that is frequently or infrequently off the menu is the Big Tasty, which is a specialised beef burger. I think it was last on the menu in the UK around about March time. Been on and off a few times, and it sort of differentiates itself from regular burgers. I think the size and the quality of the beef patty, 150 grams, which I think is around 5 ounces, so that's bigger than a quarter pounder. It's made with Emmental cheese. Commonly burgers are made with American cheese, so that's another difference, and it comes with its own sauce, the Big Tasty sauce. So thought I've got to give that a go. Whilst I have seen it on the menu, I don't think I've actually ever had one, so this is going to be a new one for me. See, does it live up to its billing? Is it a little bit disappointing? And what actually does the Big Tasty sauce taste like? Here it comes here. Unfortunately, in transit, the packaging has taken a little bit of damage here. Just looking at the packaging, I mean, it does look like a larger burger. I wouldn't say it screams premium. I mean, a lot of the premium burgers have that gold and black design. This one is mainly white with, I think, sort of a Christmassy vibe, because of course it is brought back for Christmas. Open up the lid, and yeah, we do see a burger of larger circumference than we're used to seeing. The burger bun doesn't look luxurious. It just looks like a regular bun. Sometimes you get like a brioche bun, sometimes you get poppy seeds thrown on there or multiple seeds. You always get like a shiny, sort of glossy exterior to it. It doesn't have that. It just looks like a standard burger bun. Lifting the lid up, first thing I can see is what must be the Big Tasty sauce on the top bun. Generous slashings of lettuce, 2 slices of tomato. That's interesting, because normally you only get 1 slice of tomato on a burger. Here you got 2 slices of tomato, so that's something. If you're a fan of tomatoes, that's an instant positive right there. Then we've got this very generous and meaty looking patty. I'm trying to see, there's supposed to be Emmental cheese in here. I think maybe the cheese must be underneath the patty. I think it is. I think it's sandwiched between underneath the patty and the second bun. So it does look bigger. It doesn't look overly luxurious, but of course the key thing is the taste. So let's dive in. I can confirm the Big Tasty is very tasty. Tasty by name, tasty by nature. That's a nice burger. The highlight, without a doubt, is that beef. Juicy, succulent. You can tell you're eating beef. So sometimes, criticism of burgers in general is that they feel, almost a little bit rubbery. There's no flair. There's no real intense meat flavour. You've got that there, ticking the box. The Emmental, I'd like slightly more Emmental. I do like Emmental. It's got almost like a nutty vibe to it. I do like it. I think it's a nice touch there, because we used to have an American cheese, which I do like. This is a nice switch up on that. Tomatoes are fantastic. 2 slices, so that's great. Lettuce is pretty standard as well. I don't know, I think it's missing a crunch. I'd say that. Sometimes, obviously, on the burger, you get, maybe crispy onions in there. So, in summary, certainly some great positives. That juicy beef patty, fantastic. Emmental cheese, great. 2 slices of tomato, fantastic. The Big Tasty sauce, it's difficult to pinpoint. I wouldn't say it's overly dissimilar to a Big Mac sauce. But for me, I think it's just maybe missing like another ingredient, maybe something like a gherkin just to cut through, bring a bit of acidity in there. I would have liked slightly more cheese in there. I know, I appreciate Emmental. It's not the cheapest cheese in the world. Maybe it's a cost consideration why we've restricted how much Emmental cheese is in there. And I don't know, I just like maybe slightly more flashy or stylish bun. It's just very, very basic. I'm not saying it always has to be a brioche bun, but something with a little bit more flair. So it's predominantly positive, but not all positive. But all in all, a solid start to the festive menu. As I said before, in a lot of places around the world, starting to charge for condiments. Now, the UK's kind of gone halfway house on this. So I know certainly in a lot of countries in Europe, it's flat out, if you want one of these, you're going to have to stump up De Niro. You have to stump up the cash for them. And some places like the USA, they'll chuck loads of sachets in the bag for you, no questions asked. Here, if you want something basic like ketchup or barbecue sauce, fine. McDonald's in the UK will let you have them. However, you want something a little bit avant-garde, something a little bit different, like smoky barbecue, then you have to pay. So I guess it kind of depends on your palate a little bit. If you're someone that's quite sort of basic and traditional, you want your ketchup, you're laughing, you can have that. But if you're someone, you know what, I want smoky this, I want this type of sauce, I want a little bit of different sauce, I'm afraid you're going to have to stump up the cash for it. McDonald's have actually pushed the boat out when it comes to desserts. They haven't just done one, they've actually done multiple festive desserts. And if you're from the UK, you'll be familiar with what a Terry's chocolate orange is. They've actually done one with a Terry's chocolate orange filling. And I think if you don't know much about Terry's chocolate orange, I think a long, long time ago, what parents used to do for their kids, when they're filling up a stocking with like sort of cheap little gifts, they used to put the fruit orange in there because it's cheap, kids love oranges, and it's nutritious. Everyone wins. But then over time, kids thought, I'm not happy with an orange, I want chocolate. So the company's Terry's thought, why don't we combine those two concepts and make something that looks like an orange, it's shaped like an orange, it tastes a bit like an orange, but it's actually chocolate, hence Terry's chocolate orange. And it's one of these items that splits the audience. Some people just think, hang on, citrus orange with sweet chocolate, don't work, not a fan of it. And others, they love it. They probably can't enjoy Christmas properly without having a Terry's chocolate orange. So I'm sort of somewhere in the middle. I don't mind it. It's not my favourite combination. Yeah, so this could go either way. So here we go. Look at that. I do like that packaging. You know, going back to the Big Tasty packaging, which was Big Tasty packaging, which was all right. It's just pretty basic. This is very Christmassy. Look at that. You've got baubles on there. You've got snowflakes on there. It's very Christmassy, isn't it? Open it up. Look at that. First thing I noticed, apart from its sort of brown colour, is that it looks like it's a deep fried one. I've noticed increasingly across the world, we've been transitioning across to baked pies, which I can understand from a health perspective, but these ones tend to be more flavoursome. So that's filling me with a bit of optimism. So let's dive in. The moment of truth. It's nice. Like I said, it's been a while since I've had one of these deep fried pies, and getting that lovely crisp crunch when you bite into it. You've got that warm chocolate in the middle, and yeah, it's, as you'd expect, a Terry's chocolate orange flavour, because I assume it is genuine Terry's chocolate orange in there. So if you are one of those people that loves Terry's chocolate orange, I think this is a pure win. And even as long as you're not someone that's totally against the concept of citrus fruit and chocolate, I think you're going to enjoy this. They always do come up with sort of limited edition items. I think this is one of the better ones there, because normally we associate these pies with pure sort of fruit ingredients. Obviously apple pie is a classic. Abroad you might get a pineapple pie or a mango pie, etc. But to have a chocolate based one, that's a nice touch, because it's very, very rare to get a chocolate based one of these pies. And at Christmas, warm chocolate, I mean, a favourite or a popular beverage at this time of year is a hot chocolate. So you're tapping into that as well. So I think this is a great way to finish a meal. So pretty pleased with this. So normally, when I've had a dessert, I finish that dessert, it's game over. But because there are so many dessert options, I've actually gone for dessert number 2. Yeah, it was kind of a shootout. They've done 2 McFlurries. They've done a Galaxy Caramel McFlurry, which I must admit, I didn't realise that had been, I think it's been on the menu before, it's been discontinued, and now it's been brought back for Christmas. But guess what? They've also done a Terry's chocolate orange McFlurry, and I thought, why not this Christmas? Let's double up on a Terry's chocolate orange enjoyment. And here it is. Though there is a little bit of concern, because if you look at this side, Terry's chocolate orange there. If you look at this diagram on this side, you can see Galaxy Caramel. And also they're using the same carton as well, which doesn't help matters. So fingers crossed this is Terry's chocolate orange McFlurry. I'm pleased to confirm that is the Terry's chocolate orange McFlurry. So yeah, what you've got is a vanilla McFlurry base, which is pretty standard in a McFlurry. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever had a McFlurry that hasn't had the standard vanilla McFlurry base. Then you've got kind of two things happening. You've got a syrup that did look like caramel syrup, which is why I thought it may have been the Galaxy one they've given me. And you've got little chunks of chocolate. And the little syrupy thing does have a hint of orange in it. And obviously the chunks of chocolate are indeed the Terry's chocolate orange. And I think that works pretty well. It's quite refreshing. It's quite light, not too heavy. I think, yeah, what it comes down to in terms of the two desserts is, are you someone that prefers a hot, warm dessert, or do you prefer something that's cool? This McFlurry is kind of, if you like, got three elements. You've got the vanilla McFlurry, you've got the Terry's chocolate orange, but also you've got this little syrup on top as well. And I think that third element brings it all together. If it was just the two elements, the vanilla McFlurry and the Terry's chocolate orange pieces, I'd definitely give the edge to the pie. But you've actually got a third element here, really. So, yeah, I mean, I could recommend both, really. McDonald's festive menu, smashed, largely positive. Like I said, a few little tweaks, I think, for me, for the Big Tasty, based on my sort of preferences there. Very, very tasty beef burger, though. And obviously the beef is the main element of the burger. Both desserts were fantastic. The only sort of downside, of course, is that we'll probably have to wait for another 12 months before they put these items back on the menu. But that aside, definitely been a good experience and good way to sort of start the festive celebrations for this year. So, yeah.